Hello guys, Chinson here again with some pro-revenge. Enjoy. Bullies get busted. So sorry for the format, I'm on mobile and my first time posting. There was a kid in my class 2 years old elder than that of any kid in the class. He would hit everyone and take advantage of everyone. My grade 8 finals were around the corner. He had warned everyone that there was no answer that we won't tell him and that he won't study. But here's the part he missed. Every 7 children from 6th, 7th, and 8th would sit in one room. I was the only one who knew all the answers. He asked me every answer as he had announced already. I, being the coward, I was told him all the answers. But I was smart and still am. There was no way I could make him cheat, so being the dog I am, I told him all the incorrect answers. He gets his result and sees that he had failed. He comes over to me and looks at my result card. I ran and sat in my car. Then my mom and dad were the only ones who saved the night by driving off before he could come up. TLDR, yeah, kids don't cheat. You won't get anywhere. Let's be honest here, this post is a bit hard to read, but I'm not gonna hold it against OP since this is their first time posting. But OP should have reported to a teacher at least. However, I don't blame them for one to be a little petty. Accused of sending nudes, turned all their friends against them, got them expelled. You might have seen my entitled parents post. This went down in the same school. So, don't know what happened, but this girl went to my school and was pretty popular. Let's call him Catherine. She has 2 friends that are relevant to this story. Emily, who was a year older than me and acquainted with me, and Beth, an absolute knopper. So, here's how it started. I was eating my early lunch with my newly acquired friends, level up, when about 30 people came up outside the window gesturing me to come out. I picked out Catherine and Beth, but not Emily. I just disregarded and kept eating my chicken wings. Later, I was called into our equivalent of a school counselor office along with Beth. Beth had accused me of hacking her Instagram account. I ignored her because I obviously didn't. I wouldn't waste computing power on her even though I can't even hack. It started from me jokingly finding everyone's social media and texting them, spooky. So, I'm in the counselor's office, already knowing what to say as she had threatened to report me before. I hadn't hacked her account, here's proof, before busting out my phone and just showing it to them. Here's my luck. The first story post is packed with swear words calling a teacher a bastard. Teacher goes, well, that isn't very nice, and calls Beth in. Beth, trying to look innocent, said she was having problems with her teacher and her own mental health, BS, and said she would deactivate her account. I knew she wouldn't, so the teacher asked her to do it right there, and she said she didn't know how, so I stepped in. I do, I say, with the jolliest face imaginable. She offers me the phone. I deactivate all 5 of her accounts, including a fake one of mine. However, I didn't check the DMs of the fake one of mine. Grave mistake, grasshopper. Asked the teacher, is that all I'm in here for? Before bringing up the lunch incident. She says she'll look into it and I skip back to class. Later, I speak to my form tutor about it. Emily already noticed that I'm on the brink of crying after I found out from one of my Catherine's friend, who I can't remember for the life of me, that Beth has sent a fake nude with a fake account by screenshotting an ultrasound and making it look like fresh with a bad filter. I'm in awe that nobody noticed that the picture was heckin' shaped like a U, but this is SS, so they aren't all the brightest bulbs in the box. I tell the form tutor as much as I can and begin choking up. So, I write it down instead. I put it in the office, waited there for all of my lunch period, cried way more than I should have, and just left after lunch. Plot twist. Catherine and Beth orchestrated this by creating fake accounts and spreading it around with 2 boys, Alex and John. and everyone believed it. Luckily, Emily was on my side. She told everyone that Catherine was full of it. Beth didn't want to swing because it was obvious she was involved. But pretty much all of Emily's friends were on my side. So were all the people trying to gang up on me outside of the window. Catherine only had access to the school because it was the only one that would let her in given her track record. So when she got expelled for spreading rumor and possibly planning to attack me, I knew her life was probably ruined. Hooray. Screw you, Catherine. I hope your mother can homeschool because you probably aren't finishing your education otherwise. If not, enjoy standing on an alleyway outside with bruised knees in the dead of night for £3 a day. So, I ruined a girl's social life by making it physically infeasible to get any more apps on her phone. I flooded it with pictures of pigeons. She wouldn't have time to delete them all, nor could she factory reset without brickering her phone, but I ruined a life. I'll say I'm pretty happy. Don't try pulling this or this happens. Okay? Getting my teacher fired. I'm not sure this belongs on here, but screw it. My first post ever. Let's go. So this happened back in 6th grade, when we were all in middle school idiots and thought everything was funny. So end of July, meet the teacher rolls around, but due to me having strep throat, I was unable to go. But my parents went and met all the teachers since this was the night that schedules were handed out. My parents came back and informed me that all the teachers were pretty nice, but one seemed a bit off. I didn't think much of it and went on with my night. That was a big mistake, as you could only get your schedule changed within the first 3 weeks. Enter the hellish teacher. Let's call her M. M was a very old, medium-sized woman that looked 70 to 80 and had a bunch of demon and devil-related stuff in her room, which I didn't notice until 7th grade when she had returned to campus to collect her classroom decor. About 5 to 6 weeks into school, some kid in my class made her mad, and I had heard around that her being mad is like walking on hot coals. So all of a sudden, you just hear, "What did you say to me, you devil's spawn?" Everyone, and I mean everyone in the unit, we were in portables, looked at her. The teacher next door, let's call him CT, cool teacher, came in and asked if she was okay. And from what I saw behind him through the door was his entire class wide-eyed and looking through. She responded with a big smile. "Oh yes, I just hurt myself." Now us being the shy, scared out of our mind little kids didn't say anything. We get out of her class and finish out our day. Next day rolls in and we as a class walk into her class very on edge. We start talking about periodic table or something until some kid in the corner raises their hand and asks a question. "Yes, child name?" Child name then says, yeah, can I use the restroom?" She goes ape honkers over that. She grabs a book off my table, throws it at the kid, and stomps on the ground like a kid that didn't win at Wii Sports. Screaming the whole time, "I'm teaching here and you want to leave my class and go play in the bathroom? Unacceptable. You go to the principal now or I'm going to flip this effing desk." The kid runs out the class crying because he didn't know what was going on and had been slammed in the face by a book. When I went home, I told my mom about the situation and she called to school to file a complaint. They called me up to the office the next day and I'm basically scared out of my mind because we all were jerks and did some horrible things in middle school, so I was shaking. I get up to the front office and they say for me to sit in the seat and wait. 10 minutes later, the assistant principal comes out to call me in, and lo and behold, M is there. She sees me walk in and giving me a death glance the entire time from me walking to sitting in the chair next to her. The assistant principal asked me a few questions along the lines of, did she throw a book? Did she curse? Did she yell at the class? Etc., etc. Then she has the audacity to say that I'm a liar and should be punished for trying to get her fired. This pissed me off as I'm usually a calm person and try my best not to show my anger. But when I get mad, I get mad. I start going off on this absolute scum. I start telling him to call in the other student. 5 minutes later, the other kid walked into his room crying with a big red mark across his face where he got hit. She starts saying we're all lying until I remember that all the classes have cameras for the teachers to use and observe the class. I pointed out, and since they were a new addition, the assistant principal remembers, remotely accessing her PC and pulls up the footage. Needless to say, I got a schedule change, and the cool teachers class and Miss M class had a sub for the rest of the year. 8th grade, I asked the assistant principal what happened, and he said that they fired her and made sure she never taught at a school again. All I have to say about this situation is that out of all the bad teachers that I've had, nothing comes close to the satanic witch. What also confuses me is that she thinks she is perfect to become a teacher. Anyway, guys, that would be all from me for today. I'll be seeing you again tomorrow with more reads from Reddit.